So, our next interviewee is Angelia. Do you have her sitting with you?
Sure, here it is.
Come in, please. Hello, Miss Angelia. I'm Angelina Paulin, the HR manager of Art of Life company. This is my college. He will introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Vernandos, the head of the social media and digital marketing department.
Hi, pleased to meet you all.
Miss Angelia, please take a seat.
Thank you.
How is your day going, Miss Angelia? Is everything good?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How about both of you?
Well, it was also a great day for both of us. So, the purpose of this interview today is so we can find out a little bit about you and know more about your abilities, especially those that are related to the job vacancy you apply for. We have prepared some questions and we will be asking questions as we go through them. The question is about you, so you must be able to answer the questions clearly. At the end of this interview, we will give you an opportunity to ask questions about anything that you want to know about this company. So, may we start the interview?
Sure.
Okay, now you can start by telling us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Angelia. I'm 25 years old and I'm still single. And I'm originally from Pontianak.
How would you describe yourself?
I would say that I am a hardworking and punctual person. I always make sure I've done my work before the deadline with the best result.
In your CV, it said that you graduated from Polytechnic Tonga Ecuador. Could you tell us more about your educational background?
Sure, in 2022, I graduated from Polytechnic Tonga Ecuador with a Bachelor of Applied Science in English for Business and Professional Communication.
May I know the reason why you choose English for business and professional communication as your major?
Ever since I was young, I have always been interested in language. When I saw this major in Polytech advertisement, I believed that I would learn many useful things, especially because it's a Bachelor of Applied Science program. And I indeed learned many beneficial subjects during my college year.
Could you elaborate on how graduating from these majors helps you with the position you are applying for?
Yeah, so in this major, I'm not only learning about English, but also how to use it in formal situations. I believe that learning languages for business situations can be challenging. And I'm lucky to earn the knowledge through formal education, where I had my lecturers to guide me in the process. Other than that, I also learned about business and marketing. The combination of these knowledges helped me to become a better content writer. Since not only I understand how to deal with the words and language, but I also understand the field I'm working in, which is the digital marketing field.
Have you ever followed any courses or training?
Yes, I have joined a certification called Impactful Content Writer, where we were taught about how to write articles. I have also joined Review Academy, which is an online learning community where I learned about content writing for digital marketing and applied the materials directly to small business in my city as the final project. I helped them with copywriting and wrote article content for their website.
It's also stated in your CV that you have volunteered before. Tell us about it.
Okay, so I used to volunteer in several non-profit organizations, namely Komunitas 1% and Virofi. In Komunitas 1%, I mostly wrote Instagram content. Meanwhile, at Virofi, I dealt with article writing. I wrote about various topics, from mental health, self-improvement, and even in literature field.
You have mentioned your passion for writing. Did your parents and friends know about your passion for writing? Did they support you?
My parents and friends know about my passion, and they really support me in this field. I remember once my mother bought me a new laptop as a birthday present, hoping that it will help me with my writing activity. And my friends too always buy me writing essentials like notebook.
That's wonderful. I'm glad they are supportive of you and your career.
Okay, so let's move on to the next questions. Do you have any ideal job? Could you describe it for us?
My ideal job. I think my ideal job would be a job that allows me to apply what I know and at the same time still gives me space to upgrade my knowledge. And I would also like to have a rest day, at least on Sunday.
So, okay, after seeing your CV, it stated that you have previous job experience. Could you tell us about it?
During my college years, I was also working as a content writer in a digital marketing agency in Pontianak. I worked there for about 3 years.
How did you like your previous company?
I learned many new things regarding market trends and how to understand customer behavior, and I also received advice from my seniors regarding content writing in digital marketing.
What kind of advice that you received?
For instance, as a content writer, I must position myself as a customer and try to write from their point of view. Since I was working in a startup company, my seniors also taught me how to deliver an important message in an informal and semi-formal way.
That's such a good experience. May I know why don't you continue working there?
I believe that I have learned a lot from my previous company, to the point that I think that I need to move myself to the next stage. I would like to expand my knowledge in the new company.
Because you are applying for a job as a content writer, could you elaborate on special skill that you have that can help you as a content writer?
I have the ability to create articles in different styles, whether in a formal, semi-formal, or informal way. I also have skills in writing in English. I have advanced knowledge regarding writing, like grammar, punctuation, etc. Because I always deal with them and it requires me to do plenty of research regarding to the latest writing system.
Since when have you been interested in content writing?
I think I have already been interested in this field since I was in college. Before that, I mostly only focused on fiction writing, like writing short stories, poems, or novels. My interest in fiction helps me to build my vocabulary and creativity.
That's interesting. Where do you usually post your work, both fiction and non-fiction?
Like every other teenager, I used to post most of my works on Wattpad, where I wrote fiction stories there. Other than that, I use my personal website to post articles or stories I have written.
Next question. Could you describe your greatest strength and weakness?
My greatest strength? I think my greatest strength would be the ability to learn fast. Whenever I receive new information or learn a new way to do something, I can adapt to it after a few tries. I remember in my previous work, I must learn how to use CEO tool on my very first day of work. I teach myself intensively with the help of my seniors and some personal research on the internet before finally I can use the tools properly. Meanwhile, for weakness, I think I often overthink, afraid that I won't do my best at work. That's why I actively ask for advice from my colleagues and I always improve my skills by following courses or reading plenty of articles. In that way, I could feel more confident when working with my own writing.
You talk a lot about improving yourself, but I'm sure you also spend some time to relax. What are some of your personal interests outside of work?
For most of the time, I'm interested in writing fiction and reading novels. These two has been my favorite way to spend leisure time ever since I was little.
I see that most of your interest revolves around writing and reading. Have you ever felt burnt out?
Of course. When it happened, I would stop writing and reading for a while and do another activity. I like working out at home to relax my mind and train my body since I work many hours at my desk. I also enjoy watching movies and listening to the music to ease my mind.
May I know why are you interested to work for us?
I believe that Art for a Life company did a great job as a startup art supplies company. I have been looking at the way this company organizes its social media and articles concept to follow the latest trend. Before this, I was never interested in art supplies. But by seeing the content that this company provided for the customer, I became interested both in the concept of the advertisement and the product that this company tries to advertise.
Thank you so much. We are lucky to have such an amazing digital marketing. Now, do you have any idea regarding the innovation that you will bring to this company?
I've been reading quite a lot about art, and I would like to deliver some interesting information that could be informative trivia for art enthusiasts. Like the fact that Mona Lisa has her own mailbox due to all the love letters she receives. So hopefully people will not only buy art supplies from Art for Life company, but also gain beneficial knowledge from this company. This kind of information surely will also show how Art for Life company really cares about the history and the importance of art to the world.
I see. It's true that Art for Life does not only provide art supplies, but we also wanted to spread these kinds of historical information to increase people's awareness of art.
We all know that becoming a content writer means you need to handle the pressure of deadlines. How do you deal with the pressure?
Deadlines can be quite a pressure for writers. The way I deal with it is I try to write a clear concept about what I'm about to write. Other than that, I try to get a quick rest after every writing session to relax my mind a bit. I avoid delaying my job so I can get it done quickly and efficiently. In that way, I can get rest sooner and ready for the next project.
I think that's all from me. How about you, Kelvin? Do you have any other questions for Miss Angelia?
I think it's also enough for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Angelia. I think that's the end of all the questions now. Do you have any questions for us?
Okay, yes, so could you please explain about the culture of this company?
Sure. This company works from Monday to Friday, and every Saturday we only work for half the regular working hours. We also have an employee gathering every Saturday at noon in our office common room to do various leisure activities, such as reading, playing games, or etc. We believe the happiness of our employees is also important. Therefore, they must be given time to do their hobbies. Is there any other questions?
Yes. May I know when will I hear about the outcome of this interview?
We will announce the result of this interview no later than 24th June.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for attending this interview, Miss Angelia. It's such a great time to have a conversation with you.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much for the opportunity.